Alright guys, I've had this Jazzmaster for a couple months now, and I wanted to weigh in on it and just kind of tell you guys what I feel about this Jazzmaster and just Jazzmasters in general. I played it at a couple of gigs here recently, a Friday and a Saturday night, 2 3-hour gigs. I've played it at church, so I've kind of got some hours under my belt with it now. So I kind of just wanted to tell you guys where I think this guitar shines. I just wanted to kind of share with you what I think is the selling point of a Jazzmaster, what makes them unique, what makes them so different, you know, than a Strat or a Tele or whatever else. I think they have a lot of mojo, definitely. You could say that about them. If you like them, love them, hate them, whatever, you can't mistake that offset, that look of a Jazzmaster. But that first little recording is what I kind of used to think of when I thought of Jazzmasters, which is like a spaghetti western, that 60s twang, you know, whether it be like a surfy rock or something. You know, that's kind of what I always thought about. But let's go and get one thing straight here. I feel this just has to be said in a Jazzmaster video. And if you don't know it by now, you've probably never watched any videos about these guitars. And that is the pickups in a Jazzmaster are not P90s. I know they look like them. They're just a wider wound single coil pickup that Leo Fender designed. This guitar came out in '58. That's when Leo Fender decided to make this guitar to compete against other, you know, big jazz box, you know, hollow body guitars and stuff. He made it to be something different that could appeal to a different crowd, I guess. And as you probably know, that it didn't really go over very well. It didn't really sell like I guess he wanted it to. But it is extremely unique and different from the Tele and the Strat for sure. It's a different guitar. Let me just kind of start off by summarizing some stuff for you, what I think is really different about this guitar and what makes it a Jazzmaster. Hang around a little bit too. I have another recording I'm going to show you. It's my attempt at shoegaze with it, and that's on the rhythm circuit. But what I think this guitar shines at is it has an extremely snappy percussive feel to it. Now whether that's to do with the 1 meg pots, I'm not sure if you know a lot about that, but that is the Jazzmaster deal. Up until the Jazzmaster, Leo Fender was putting 250K pots in his guitars. So that mixed with the pickups and stuff, I think a lot of it has to do with this guitar's unique voicing. So we have the pickups, the pots are different, obviously. The body, let's talk about the body. It is an offset, so it has that upper horn on it. It has a body contour on the back. It's extremely comfortable. It's kind of shaped like a Strat in that way, but it's bigger than a Strat. The guitar sets higher up on your lap if you're setting and playing, which by the way is extremely comfortable to play this guitar setting down or standing up. It is a bit heavier than a Strat or a Tele. Like I said, it's a bigger guitar in general. It almost feels like a small scale bass, and I kind of speak about that in some of my initial thoughts of this guitar. which I will link in the description, a video of me unboxing this guitar, and it's got some crazy skits I did and stuff, but you might be interested in that one. But as far as what makes a Jazzmaster, I think it boils down to, it just has a certain mojo to it, and with that 1 meg pot, it has a very clean, snappy feel. And one of my favorite positions on this guitar, which I use a lot with our funk and blues stuff with my band, is the same as a telly. See, on a telly and this guitar, you can switch that toggle into the middle, or on a telly, the blade selector, but you can put that in that middle position, which is the bridge and neck combined, and you have a very glassy and spanky, a very snappy sound. And this guitar has that, and I really, really like that glassy sound you can get on this. Now, a Strat, you can't really get that specific sound I'm thinking about in my head with those two pickups like you can kind of do with the telly, unless you have that special wiring, which people have done this, where you can switch it to where it does bypass that middle pickup. They have another setting on the pickup selector, which is the bridge and neck, so you can wire your Strat to do this, but it's not a very factory stock thing for sure. But let's look at this attempt that I have made at Shoegaze. It's spacey and a little weird. There's a lot of reverb going on here. See what you think. Alright, so that was weird, right? My attempt at shoegaze, I guess. I don't know if you want to call it some kind of 90s alt industrial something that I whipped up there. But you can see I was messing with the strings above the bridge and stuff, which a lot of Jazzmaster players have kind of made that popular over the year to make just some wonky, weird noises. But it was heavily drenched in reverb with my source audio Ventris. And I was just having some fun jamming there. But that was the rhythm circuit with the little black switch up. And the tone was all the way up. I just kind of want to experiment with that a little bit and show you guys some of that stuff with it. But this guitar has a lot of cool history that you can find on 5 Watt World. If you ever watch that dude, he has some really cool videos and he breaks the Jazzmaster down and really shows you the ins and outs of the history and everything about the Jazzmaster. But this guitar has been definitely a joy to play. It's definitely, like I've said before, it's got a lot of mojo. I think they're really cool guitars. That offset, it just has its own kind of presence, like a stage presence. It's its own cool deal. And another cool little fact, I don't know if you knew this, but they actually completely discontinued Jazzmasters, I don't know, in like around the early 80s. And which you find that out on that 5-Watt World video. He talks about that stuff, and then they brought them back later in, I guess, the mid or late 90s or something like that. But anyways, these guitars, they're not Strats and they're not Tellys. They are their own beasts, and I think you can cover a lot of ground with them. They definitely have their own voice. My band plays old school country stuff. We play blues, we play rock, we play funk, we play a lot of different stuff, and this guitar really was a joy to play at those gigs. I will definitely be playing it more in the future. But that is this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stick around for some other videos. Check out my channel, watch some other stuff, keep an eye out for some of my future videos, and please hit the like and subscribe button if you're interested in stuff like this. We'll see you next time.